If you guys want to make outsized returns in the crypto market, then what you need to do is you need to stop hesitating on your buys, okay? You guys need to stop hesitating on your buys, all right? You guys are sick of buying on green candles. You guys are sick of chasing green pumps. You guys are sick of not buying into fear. You guys are tired of thinking that the prices are going to go lower and then they run up on you and then you end up getting priced out of the asset at a more expensive time because you're not paying attention and you're not in the rhythm of the market, right? You're not in the rhythm of the market. You guys don't have a DCA schedule. You guys don't have, things in place so that you can make money over time in the market by being consistent, paying attention, and recognizing when there's opportunity, right? We're going to talk about that today. You guys have to stop hesitating, okay? But before we get into this concept and this cycle that investors have, I need to let you guys know that nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your financial counselor. What you decide to do with your money is up to you, and you need to take responsibility for your buys and your sells, okay? Now, let's talk about a big problem that a lot of people have when it comes to investing, okay? And a lot of it is emotional control, okay? A lot of it is involved with emotions and staying logical in markets, okay? But the other part of it is just not hesitating, right? When you guys see a discount on prices, you guys can't hesitate. You guys have to buy assets when they get on discount, right? Perfect example is Bitcoin. Bitcoin at $108,000, $105,000. Everybody wanted to buy Bitcoin. Everybody wished they bought it in the 70s. Everybody wished they bought it before Trump got elected. There was all this money that was made, right? Here we get a dip from 108 to 70, right? $70,000 Bitcoin. Nobody wants to buy it. Everybody's scared of the tariffs and nobody wants to take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of them, right? Nobody wants to buy it then, right? They wish they bought it at those prices, but then when they get the asset, same fundamentals, same everything, just on a discount, because people are scared about the tariffs, right? Nobody wants to buy it, right? Nobody wants to buy Ethereum, even though the fundamentals are the same. The long-term thesis is the same for Ethereum, right? Solana, same thing, right? Bitcoin, same thing. A lot of the other assets that I've been talking about, right? Nobody wants to buy assets when they're on discount, right? But when they are on discount and there's blood in the streets, the thing that you guys should do is you guys should stop hesitating, right? You guys need to stop hesitating in the market, okay? When you guys get discounts, pursue it and buy the assets on cheap discount when everybody else gets scared. That's what my guys do. That's what we do here, right? We're not getting scared. We're not overthinking the market. We're looking at the assets. We're doing research. We're sticking to our thesis, and we're not changing that unless the thesis changes. All right, the overall crypto market thesis of the market going up, right? Now, could we get, perfect example right now, we just got a dip. I do think that we could get another leg down, one more, right, before we start to really rally up. But a lot of people are scared to buy right now. A lot of people are scared, right? Now, what's the problem, right? The problem with a lot of people in investing, okay? The problem with people with people investing is that they try to be perfect, right? They try to be perfect. They try to time the exact low, okay? They try to get the exact low because when Bitcoin goes from 108 down to 80 and then it goes down to 70, people are going to try to wait for it to get to 60, right? And the problem with that is, right, they're waiting for the perfect time to invest, and then, they're expecting, they want the market to go to 60. Unfortunately, the market usually doesn't give them what they want, right? The price then runs up, words are hard. The price might run up to 60 or 70, 80, 90, 100, right? And then they get priced out, right? They get priced out, and then they have a worse entry position, right? Let's say they buy at 110, 120, And then they're more likely not to take profits later because they're not positioned correctly compared to other people. And then they end up not selling and taking profits because they want more profits and they're greedy. And then this cycle continues, and then they end up losing money. Okay, in the short term, they end up selling positions, and then they end up blaming maybe the crypto market or something else, right? Now, the solution to this is obviously the same, right? The solution to this is to just buy fear and buy when there's blood in the streets. When there's blood in the streets and everything's red, you look at the chart of Bitcoin and you see that it went up from 108 and it's on a 30% correction in the middle of a bull market. That probably means that you should buy the assets, right? It probably means that you should buy the assets, okay? Now, the other thing about this is that people who are trying to time the bottoms and end up getting priced out of their entries, they're much less likely to take profits at the top. All right, when the prices get expensive, because their positioning isn't as good as people who were paying attention before, they're much less likely to take profits. Okay. Now, same thing goes for at the bear market bottoms, right? Everybody and their mother, when Bitcoin was at $18, $17, $19, $20,000, people were calling for $8,000 Bitcoin, $6,000 Bitcoin, 10, 12, right? It didn't get there, right? It didn't get there. And a lot of people ended up, I know a few of my friends and specifically, they were looking for 8, 9, 10K Bitcoin. They were looking at a lot of macro data. They were overthinking it. They didn't buy, they were holding cash. And then we didn't get those prices. It touched 16, 15 and a half on some margins, right? And then it rallied up, and the guy didn't end up buying until about $45,000 Bitcoin, right? Now that person is a lot less likely to take profits at expensive prices than somebody who's at $15,000, $20,000 entry price, right? If you bought all your Bitcoin below $30,000 and then you're competing against somebody who got their average entry price at 100, that person who's under 30 is going to be much, much better positioned for taking profits. Okay. So you guys need to take advantage of red candles and stop trying to be perfect, right? That's the reason why this happens. The reason why this happens is the bad investor cycle. They try to time the bottoms, they try to time the tops instead of making it more smooth and more in a rhythm, right? Dollar cost averaging over time during periods of red candles, right? And then taking profits smoothly out. The same way that you went in, you're not putting too much pressure to sell all of it at the top, right? You're not doing that. That's not what we do. We make it smooth, we make it a rhythm, okay? So, nobody times the bottoms, you guys. Nobody times the bottoms. Maybe people can time the bottoms and the tops a few times, right? Maybe you can do it once or twice. There are certain indicators that you could see where you're like, this is the bottom, I'm going to call it, right? And then it ends up working out, right? But most people don't buy the bottoms, right? Even if you call it, you're not going to put everything that you have into the bottoms. You don't have to worry about that, all right? All you have to worry about is that we're on, reasonable discount, right? Fear is essentially what this is emotionally, is that fear is essentially getting the best of you, right? Fear is getting the best of you in the market when we're on a correction from 110, 108 to 75 to 80 to 90, whatever. If we're on discounts, a lot of people get scared, right? A lot of people get scared. They let fear get the best of them. And it's normal. It's natural for you to get scared. And you always think prices are going to go lower from where they are now, right? You always think prices are going to go lower from where they're at, okay? You also don't have a DCA schedule or a strategy, right? You don't. The other reason why is because, or if you do have a DCA strategy, you're not sticking to it, all right? So what do I mean by this? I mean that you have a strategy that, as an example, just to keep it simple, right? Every red day, you dollar cost average into Bitcoin, or every red day, you dollar cost average into Solana. Every red day, you dollar cost average into Ethereum, Pepe, Doge, whatever you like, right? Every single red day you buy, right? Now, let's say it goes pretty down, right? And then you don't follow your DCA schedule because you think it's going to go lower, right? That's greed, right? It's also fear. It's fear and greed, all right? So you have to be able to manage and buy, even though it's possible that the prices go lower from when you bought, because you don't know when the bottom is, right? You don't know when the bottom is. when you guys get discounts, when you guys get when you guys get red candles, you can't hesitate. You have to buy the assets when they're on discount. There's no way that you can know when the bottom is in and when the perfect time is, right? You guys got to stop waiting for the perfect time to buy. I'm getting messages. People are writing to me asking what's, when like what the price of Bitcoin is going to be at the bottom, right? And I've given rough estimates on these videos, and if you guys use the indicators that I talk about, you guys can get a rough estimate. But the point is that nobody knows when the bottom is, right? Nobody knows. Everybody has these price targets that they want to buy at, but they don't tell the market what to do, right? They don't tell the market what to do. The market tells us what to do, right? And what the market is telling us to do is buy cheap assets right now on discount on this dip midway through a bull market right before global liquidity is about to go up, right? You guys need to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you and recognize what it is, okay? So what's the solution to this, right? How do you guys stop hesitating in the market when you know that, there's red candles, right? There's blood in the streets. That these buys now are going to be the buys that you're going to thank yourself for in 6 months, 9 months, right? It's April now, right? So you're going to be thanking yourself that you buy assets on discount that are going to be more expensive later, most likely, right? So the solution to this is to do your own research into the coins that you like, right? Do crypto research, learn about the industry, and invest in what you have conviction in, okay? It's a lot easier to buy something and not try to time the exact bottom or top when you have actually conviction in the asset that you're buying, right? As an example, Bitcoin, right? Listen, could it be, if your conviction and your thesis on Bitcoin is that Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million in 10, 15 years, right? You don't have to worry about buying Bitcoin at 75, or you don't have to worry about buying Bitcoin at whether you bought it at 75 or 77, right? You don't care. You're not going to care if Bitcoin's at $1 million in 10 to 15 years and you're consistent and you're buying assets that are cheap relative to where they're going to be at that time. Then you don't really care if you're buying it at 75 or 77, right? You're not trying to time it. You're not worried about it because you have conviction and you have a thesis and you're sticking to that thesis. You don't have to worry about timing the exact bottom or trying to get a little bit cheaper of a price, right? If you have conviction in the asset, then you're not worried about it because you know that there's value in it. You know it's going to go up and it's going to increase your purchasing power and it's going to be a good investment, right? So the first thing is to do your own research and have conviction, right? If you have conviction in the assets that you're buying, then it's a lot easier to not be hesitant to buy them when they're on discount, right? So that's number one, all right? The second thing is to realize that you guys don't have to be perfect when you're timing things, right? Stop trying to time bottoms, stop trying to be perfect in the crypto market. You don't actually crypto is so volatile, you guys, and it's so lucrative. And, the dips are so intense that you don't need to be perfect, right? If you buy something, let's say you buy something on 20% discount and then it goes to a 40% discount, right? For a month or two, right? And you're 50% down from when you bought the asset, right? Let's say it goes from, a coin that you did research in, right? It goes up by a lot. Let's say it goes to, let's use Doge as an example. It pumps up to 40 cents, right? It takes a 50% correction. Let's say it goes down to 20 cents, all right? It goes down to 20 cents. You buy some at 20 cents, right? And then it goes down to 10, okay? That's fine. Listen, if you know where Doge is heading later on, if you know Doge is going to hit $1 in 2025, if you have conviction and you've done research and you have a thesis, right? If it goes down to 10 cents, yeah, you're down 50% at that time, buy more. I mean, if your thesis doesn't change, that's what you should do. You should lower your cost average and get the Doge, get the cheap Doge, even if you don't time it right, right? Now, let's say it goes to 40 cents and then, it goes to 20 and then it goes up to 60, 70, 80 cents, right? You just made a ton of profit. You didn't time the bottom perfectly, but you're in profit, and it's easy because you bought it on discount, right? You buy in red and you sell in green, right? Buy in red, sell in green. That's how you do it, right? So stop trying to be perfect in the market. Stop trying to wait for the perfect opportunity. Stop trying to wait for the market to tell you when the perfect time to buy is. It's never the perfect time. It's never the perfect time. You have to take action, and over time, you get discounts and you get into a rhythm in the market, and then that's how you get into massive profit over time, right? So that's number 2. The third thing is to create a DCA strategy and stick to it, right? It doesn't matter what your DCA strategy is. It could be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be, okay? You could say whenever Bitcoin's below the 111-day moving average, that's my DCA time, right? You can make it as simple and as complicated as you want it to be. If you guys want to learn how to create a DCA strategy that works for you, you guys can get a coaching call with me. You guys can contact me privately by jumping in my Telegram chat, and then you guys can I can get you on a good schedule that works for you, okay? There's all different types of DCA strategies. There's static DCA, there's dynamic DCA based on what indicators you want to use, all right? There's a lot of different things that you can do, and it's going to be what works for you, and most importantly, one that you can stick to, right? You can make it as complicated as you want. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want to maximize the DCAs that you do and the discounts that you get. But more importantly, the DCA is going to be something that you can stick to for a long period of time that you can sustainably do is what's most important, okay? So getting a dollar cost average schedule, either figuring it out yourself or meeting with someone like me where we could talk to you about what your financial situation is, and I can help you get educated and create a strategy for yourself so that you can get into the crypto market comfortably, safely, and ideally you optimize the returns, okay? So get a DCA schedule on, all right? I'm thinking about making a presentation about how to create a DCA schedule, so be on the lookout for that. That might possibly be coming in the near future, okay? So again, you guys create a DCA schedule, you guys stop trying to be perfect, and do your own research and develop conviction in the assets that you're buying. This allows you to not be as hesitant in the market. And then when the market gets on discount, you don't hesitate. You get the red candle, right? You buy, right? If you don't have conviction in the assets that you're buying, then it's going to be a lot harder to be like, I don't know. I mean, if you believe that the asset could go to zero or it doesn't have any value, it's going to be really, really hard for you guys to be able to buy discounts, right? So do your own research, okay? Study the assets that you're buying, okay? Create a schedule for yourself, create a DCA schedule, and stop trying to be perfect timing the market. Okay, that's what I recommend you guys do. You guys can't hesitate when there's blood in the streets, all right? You guys can't hesitate when there's blood in the streets. I would assume that there's gonna be more blood in the streets in the next couple of weeks, and I highly recommend you guys watch this video, save this video, and go back to it when the timing is right, okay? Most likely we're gonna get more lower. We're going to go back to where we were, okay? And a lot of people are going to be crying and complaining, but remember this video and remember what I say, and hopefully you can use it to create an opportunity for yourself to make some money on the internet this year. Okay, guys, so I hope you guys have a good day. Short video, but this concept is very, very important, and this will help you not only in crypto, but investing in general, and understanding how to make money in markets, okay? So I hope you guys have a good day. I will let you guys go, okay? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I've been seeing good growth from you guys. I really appreciate all the support. 121 or 122 subscribers right now, okay? Just started it 5-6 weeks ago. I really appreciate the support, okay? I hope that you guys are liking the content. It looks like you guys are liking the content. So I'm grateful for all of you, okay? Like, follow, save the video, share this video with somebody that you think could get value from it, all that stuff, okay? Follow me on Instagram, Chase Your Grace, link down in the description. Follow me on TikTok, Chase Your Grace, link down in the description. The TikTok is starting to get some traction, okay? If you guys want to get a coaching call with me, link down in the description, get in the private Telegram and message me privately, okay? Message me privately if you guys want to get coaching, okay? Now, I hope you guys have a good day. Bless up and buy the dip and don't hesitate. Have a good day.